Wow, has that comfrey plant ever jumped up in the last 2 days? And this is the comfrey here. And this here is hops. See how it twists the hops does? You see the new one? It's going up the old one. And of course it's like 30 feet in the air when it's done. But today I'm focused on my comfrey plant. I'm going to pick it and dry it and make my salve. So after picking the comfrey, I put it in between the two furnace filters and set it in front of a box fan and let it dry. Now you can't hang it upside down and hang it under the eave of your house where there's a nice breeze. Either way, as long as it's dry. You need it nice and crispy. Now this comfrey has been sitting on my counter in the dark, hid behind my bread box, and it's in olive oil, and it has been sitting there actually for 6 months. You don't have to do it that long. It's just that I had Comfrey Salve and I didn't need any until today, and so this has just been sitting longer, but 4 to 6 weeks is all you really need. So now I just put it through a strainer into a 4-cup measure. Did I say that was in olive oil? That was in olive oil. I always use olive oil. And I just sit it there, set the jar in it, and let that completely drain. See how it's still pouring out of there? When there's nothing more pouring out of there, I'll come back. Now, you don't have to make this into a salve. You can just use the oil, the infused oil, and use it that way. I like to keep it as a salve, so in here I have put beeswax and coconut oil. And I just put it in a pot with some water in it in my 4-cup measure, and I'm just going to let that warm up to melt everything all together. So now you can see that I've got 3 cups of oil. So have your jars ready to hold 3 cups worth of product. As we wait for that all to melt together, I'll just tell you what I use Comfrey for. Now, I'm not sure if I told you before, but I've had arthritis in every joint in my body since I was 12 years old. And I know this because they took an x-ray of one shoulder, one elbow, one hand, one knee, one foot, and yes, every one showed arthritis at 12 years old. So there isn't a day that goes by that I'm not in some sort of pain. And I just love this stuff. I'm allergic to absolutely everything, so anything store-bought with any kind of a preservative in it or anything, I'll have an allergic reaction to that, so I can't take that. So I have to make my own stuff. So this reduces pain and inflammation. Every night this is put onto my right wrist. Every night this is put onto my right shoulder. It's the only way I can sleep at night. When I wake up in the morning, it's like, okay, what's going to hurt today? It could be my knee, it could be my ankle, whatever. So I use this for pain and inflammation. My grandkids, I put it on their skinned knees, and it heals so quick, and which can be a problem if you put it on a deep wound. It will heal it too quick on the outside. It won't be healed on the inside. So just put it on smaller cuts, abrasions, And it even says that a broken bone, it will help heal broken bones faster. I've never had a broken bone, so I've never used it for that. Now, it says that it's good for bug bites and sunburns. I've never used it for that. I always use my plantain salve for bug bites and sunburn. It's taking a while just to melt the beeswax because I had to get the beeswax in a bar form this time. Usually I get it in little pellets and they melt right away quick. But I had to get them in bar form, and because of my wrist, I'm not strong enough to chop it into little tiny pieces. Sort of defeats the purpose of having the salve. It's sort of like a make-work project, because that would really hurt my wrist. And then I'd need lots of salve. But anywho, if you can get pellets, it's a lot easier with the pellets. I call this liquid gold. Isn't that beautiful? Now you can add, if you have essential oils, lavender oil or tea tree oil. And I put in a little bit of 100% pure vitamin E oil. Now, the tea tree and the lavender are just an antiseptic oil, and I only put in about 8 drops into this. Once it is cooled just a little bit, I will put the drops in there. Now, because you dried the leaf, the comfrey leaf, completely dry and there's no liquid in it, you don't need a preservative in this. If there was any kind of water in here, then you need some kind of preservative. But I make sure that it's really dry, so I don't use a preservative. With a dry paper towel, not a wet one because you don't want to add any water. Just clean the lid area, the rim, so you can set a lid on there and it will seal. Now, of course, I had some left over, so this is my jar. See how it was getting down? But for some reason, this one separated on me. I've never had that happen before. If it separates, I could have warmed this back up and just stirred the, I'm presuming it's the coconut oil that for some reason came to the top. So, because I have a little bit left over, I'm going to dump it into my jar. There. And there we go. Another batch of Comfrey Salve made. I do have a couple customers that I make this for, but I would like everybody to do their own research on it. I know that, oh, you can't take it when you're breastfeeding and you shouldn't take it when you're pregnant and all this, and it's toxic, the plant is toxic. But if you do a little bit of research, on one website, it said that you would have to eat 4 pounds of comfrey leaves a day for 40 years to harm your liver. So the chances of that happening with me is going to be slim to none. But I want you to do your research, try it. Like I said, you don't have to make it into a salve like I do. You could just keep it in the oil form. Try it. See if you like it. See if it works for you. And if it does or doesn't, please comment and let me know how you like it.